up your first PTO win this year?
It feels very, very good. I've had a couple of second places this year, so pretty much a dream way to end my season.
And like, why did you decide to charge ahead of Lucy in lap 4 of the bike? We saw you make that decision. What was the reason behind that? Was it something you planned?
It definitely wasn't planned. I didn't know how the race was going to pan out, but I was riding really strongly, so I just decided, okay, let's sit in for a couple of minutes, got to that hill and just attack. And yeah, I was very surprised when I looked behind and I couldn't see them anymore, so I was very happy that I could put in that surge and drop them both, yeah.
Right, during your race, did you see what happened to Anne and her bike, and like how did that feel for you at that moment?
I wasn't 100% sure if it was Anne or not, so I just tried to focus on myself. I really feel for her that, you know, that happened, but for me, you just got to focus on my effort and what I can do and just not get distracted by what's happening to my competitors, and just tried to put in a really good last lap and get off and run as best I could.
Right, and you've raced here before in 2019. Did that make it easier for you to adapt to the weather conditions?
I guess I'm Australian. I live in Brisbane in southeast Queensland, so even though it's not always as hot and humid as Singapore, our summers get quite humid. So I did come from America though, but I always remember how hot it is in Brisbane in the middle of summer. It's very similar to how humid it is here. But to be honest, it wasn't really that hot today anyway, so it didn't play a massive part.
Right. And what's next for you after the Asian Open?
I get to go home. I'm very excited. I've been on the road living out of a suitcase for 4.5 months, so I'm very excited to cheer my husband on tomorrow, Josh Amberger, and then I'm leaving on Monday night and I get to go home to see my family and friends.
Right, and with Paris Olympics just a year away, like how big is that a target for you?
I'm not going for the Paris Olympics. I did short course for over a decade and I decided to step away from short course and focus on the middle distance. So I'll be cheering for the Eddie Australians that make the team, but that's not something that I focus on anymore. And
And obviously,
yeah, actually, I'd like to, but a bit closer because it's very faint from over here. So, Ashleigh, maybe can you talk me through your race from the swim all the way through? Basically, how did you go from the beginning?
Yeah, I guess there was a big group of us in the swim that was swimming at quite similar pace. So at times it was on and off, like it wasn't too fast. We were bunching up, and I knew that Lucy would probably have quite a big gap, just the way that we were swimming. But once I got out of the swim, I kind of accelerated and had a really good transition. So I found myself at the front very quickly, and I realised that no one came with me on the bike. So it was about focusing on my effort and doing the best that I could myself. And then, fortunately I was able to catch Lucy and Sarah, and once I did, I sat in for a couple of minutes and then decided to attack on one of the hills. And then once I realised that they also didn't come with me, it was just about putting my head down, getting my nutrition in, trying to do consistent laps on the bike and just really focus on my effort and get off and basically just do as best as I could on the run. And I think today was probably my best race of the year. Across swim, bike and run, I just think that I put in a good effort, and I'm really happy.
And were you watching your power on those hills, on those uphills?
Not
or were
too
you
much.
just going by feel?
Yeah, I just definitely tried to keep it quite consistent. I tried to not make the power spike too much. I tried to make sure that it was a quite even effort and also work the downhills as well. So I think that's when you can kind of run the best, when you can kind of keep the effort quite moderated. So just went on feel and just tried to get the most out of myself on that bike course.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
One question for me, you just won in Singapore once again, so do you think that the ability of able to adapt the weather here is like helps you to win this race, and whether do you consider Singapore is one of your fortune plays?
I really love Singapore. I feel like I have very much enjoyed my time here. I feel like everyone is very lovely and very welcoming, and I feel like when you're in a good environment with nice people, it makes it a good place to race. And I have good vibes before the race. race, and it ended up not being too hot. It definitely could have been worse. So I didn't think the heat played a big factor.